Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial of a Jive here, and today we're playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is a 50 PED run on Club Neverdie. And when I say 50 PEDs, I mean 50 PEDs and probes. We're going to be doing a lot more though when it comes to amps. So stay tuned folks, because this might be a big one, or I'm going to lose a lot. So, you're going to get to see something no matter what. Anyways, I got this level 5 finder. It cost me 208 PEDs. Pretty average markup. I figure I'm going to take it out and see if I can't get any big loots. So we've got a level 5 finder and we got 50 PEDs of probes. We're headed out and we're going to just see what we can do here. So Club Neverdie, or FOMA, for those of you guys who don't know, is a place where you go to hit it big. That's a place where you go if you want a global or find some loot that is basically huge. It's where you go for the big claims, and it's where people go for the big losses. People tend to lose a lot of money here. They also tend to make a lot of money. So it's it really depends just how lucky you are. The resources are a lot harder to find, but when you do find something, it's going to have a way better value. So it's like a double-edged sword here. If you guys are wondering what we're spending per drop, you got $1.50 on the probes. And on the amplifier, you can see we're spending 4 PEDs a drop. So that means we're spending a total of 5.5 PEDs for every probe drop. That's a significant number, if you ask me. That's a number that, you can't, that's decent. The payoff, though, is that you're going to find better claims, and hopefully we're going to get a global here. Because basically what I've got is I've probably got 2 or 3 claims I'm going to find. If one of those claims is not a pretty big global, I'm going to be in the loss. So I'm looking for a HOF. Sorry about that. For those of you guys who are watching, you see all these people just globaling all the time mining. A lot of them, this is what they're doing, right? They're amping up and they're going big, and if they don't hit that global, it actually means that they're losing money. So when you see people globaling up a storm, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're just on a roll loot-wise. It might just mean that they're breaking even, or they still might be losing money. It just might not be as much. So that's the thing you've always got to remember, especially with Club Neverdie. Club Neverdie is ooh, there we go. So you got our first claim. It wasn't too big, but it's something. It's something. And we got a mission update, so that means I actually managed to get a mission accomplished here, because the claims are bigger, so that actually does help with your missions. You also get a few more skills per drop because you're spending more PEDs. So there are some cool things going on. For those of you guys who are wondering about the mission, I gotta pull this down there. Sorry, I'm gonna just stick that there so you guys can see the loot window still. So let's go down and check out this mission that I got. So Force Nexus, looks like I accomplished it. So I've got to return to a mining guild representative. I'm definitely going to get surveying skills and not mining skills. So we're all set there. We know what we're going to get. And first claim is in the bag. So that's sort of a nice start, especially if you do the math there. I dropped 3 or 4 probes. 20 PDs worth of probes basically were dropped. And we're probably going to get something similar in Force Nexus. Anyways, folks, I'm sorry to step away. My voice is acting up. Give me 1 sec. I gotta get some water. Alright, back. Usually I only do that. Usually if I step away, I'm gonna edit it out. I'm not sure if I will or not. I probably won't for this one. I'm feeling lazy today. So you guys get what you get. And it was a very short break. It was literally just run to the sink, dump some water. Good. So this is one of the things about mining and mining big. Sometimes you just have this period where you're just sitting there sort of doing nothing. If you guys are in this situation, definitely recommend get a movie going, stuff like that, because you can be sitting here for a while just pulling up a claim, and then you go until you get your next one, then you sit for a while, pull it up. That's sort of the Club Neverdie or the FOMA mining experience, right? When you hit it, you're happy, but it takes a while to get everything. Also, just so we're clear, this is the dome I'm mining in. I'm at Biodome. What is this? I don't know. I don't know the name of it. Hold on one sec. I just realized where I get this. So the energy matter resource I got for Force Nexus is 443 meters deep. For those of you guys who are wondering, I wanted to give that one out because that's sort of important. It's important to know how deep a resource is in these domes because different domes have different depths, I believe. And you want to mine the dome that's sort of best for your finder. This one's probably a good one for my finder because I'm averaging about 500 meters with it. And again, if you're a new player, you don't want to come out to FOMA. This is more for an experienced player, someone who has a bit more mining skills. I'm probably even a little too low level for it. But I like to do these runs every now and then just because it's an opportunity to go big. It's an opportunity to get some skills super fast. And it's a great opportunity just to try my luck and see what happens, right? Depending on how you think the loot pool works, when you come back from a long break, that might be the time to go to FOMA. Also on FOMA, you don't have to amp up, like you don't have to use an amp. It's just because the claims are bigger and the way amps work, it's generally a good place to use an amp. Just because it's like, I believe amps are like multipliers, right? So when you find a claim, like that claim might have been a you know, a V, like, or a smaller claim, right? It might have been like 20 PEDs and the amplifier added like 50% to it, or something like that. So there's sort of like if you want to use an amplifier, like FOMA is like a really good place to do it, just because of that amplification effect and how it works on the deeds. I'm not sure. Ooh, there we go. We got considerable. So we're getting another claim right there. This one's 620 meters. I think I've been finding a lot of end matter. I'm going to drop another end matter probe. That means it's going to do a little bit less decay on the amp, and I'm using less probes. So like all I've been finding is end matter. There's probably no ore here, so I just wanted to drop for that end matter, make sure there wasn't any left. And we just did it. So let's mine the oil now. This is a pretty good run so far. Like we're gonna hit 50 PDs here real quick. If you look at my amplifier, because that's really where all this decay is coming. That's where all the money's coming from. My amplifier right here. It's already taken about 22 PEDs of damage, so I'm doing good. But I'm not doing as good as some of you probably think for the amount of drops I've done. This is a great way to get skills. This is a great way to get missions. Like if we go take a look at my missions here. I'm sure the crude oil one is, I think I've got a crude oil one, so that, yeah, there we go. We got that crude oil right here. Look at that. It's gonna jump up by quite a bit probably with this, and that's always good, especially because that's gonna be 1.5 PEDs of surveying, which is some decent skills. What I got here was a considerable, so it's 18 points. What I got for the Force Nexus was a large, which is 35 points. Like, if you look at the point system, it definitely favors the bigger points. You're going to have to find a lot of very poors, way more PDs and very poors than if you just find one considerable. So there is a reward for amping up and doing missions. A lot of people sort of neglect that aspect. They don't really think about it, but there's a huge, huge advantage to just amping up and doing missions, because you're going to get bigger claims, and those bigger claims are worth more points. In Mindark, I think they did that to sort of recognize that miners who are going big are probably risking a bit more, so they want to give you a bit more back, which is extremely fair in my opinion. So right here we just hit the 50 PD mark. At this point, if we stopped, we probably doubled our money, but you guys know me, I'm not going to stop. I said 50 PDs. We're going to do a 50 PD run, or if this gets to be too long, I'm just going to end it. That's the thing with FOMA, especially. You never know what you're going to find, right? So I could be like, I didn't know when I started this. Am I signing up for a run that's just going to be no hits and it goes real fast? That's why I start with like 50 PDs. Because I've done 25 PD runs where it's like you go through your 200 PED amp and your 25 PDs and you found nothing. So like that's not very good. Like then you're just sort of sitting there like, okay, now what? Like, alright, we did 8 minutes. Congrats, guys. You just watched me lose a lot of money in 8 minutes. But luckily, that seems not to have been the case. We got a little bit of mining in there, so we're good to go. But we're just going to keep dropping and see how far we can get. If you guys notice, too, I'm using universal ammo. The reason I'm doing that is because there's really no reason not to go through my universal ammo. You can use it for hunting. You can use it for mining. Either one works. Whichever one you're doing is what I recommend you use it for. Like, just whenever you get the chance, use universal ammo. Those are PEDs that you can't get back from a TT. You can only get back through using them, so always use that stuff first. 100% recommended. Also, one thing to check out with FOMA is, you've got to remember there is going to be a tax on it. So the tax on mining is 5.49%. It's a little bit high, and that's why you don't see too many miners here anymore. It used to be a really good mining opportunity. A lot of players used to come here, but I think because the taxes are so high, a lot of people have been avoiding it. So if you do the math, like I've already paid a couple PDs in taxes. I'm paying for the percent markup for the amplifier. There's just a lot of money that sort of goes off. I'm going to switch domes too because I want to start finding ores. Antimatter is good, but I feel like ores, that's where the real money comes in, because those claims have to be bigger because it's a 1 PD drop. So Mindark usually gives bigger ore claims than they do Antimatter. So if you're dropping for globals and stuff like that, like I'm trying to do right now, you want to get those ore claims. That dome back there was a really good Antimatter dome, I think. I think if I'd stayed there, I probably would have done okay, but I probably would have had to give up looking for ores, and I want to find some ore. So we're going to keep going like this. Also, one thing to remember is your probes, when you do drops, everything's spaced out a little bit less. So like that circle, that radius that goes around you on Club Neverdie or FOMA, that circle is way smaller, which means you just got to drop a little bit more often. And look at that right there. We got another claim. We've got an XI. And this is of Alice Gel, another mission that I've got to complete. So this is a good scenario right here. So if you look at this, it's a sizable XI. It's at 460 meters. So we got another dome over here at a pretty low depth. So this is pretty good for the finder I've got. Definitely like if you got an F105 or higher, Club Neverdie or FOMA, whatever you want to call it, is a great place to come. I always call it Club Neverdie just because old habits die hard. It looks like I don't have Alice Gel actually. So that's a little bit of a miss there on my part. I wish they'd let you take all the mining contracts like they do with hunting, but they don't. You just take like a few. You can only take, I think, 5 or 8 or whatever it is. So I don't have the Alice Gel one, unfortunately. But pretty soon, I think I'll be done with the list. Yeah, maybe not, maybe not. Well, once I'm done with the list, I'm going to go and probably get Alice Gel next. You want to get the most popular, the easiest to find resources first, because those are the quests that you're going to complete first. That gets you more skills. The more skills you have, the easier it is to find better, more unique claims. The more unique claim you get, the more unique the mineral, and the more likely it is to be something that's a little bit harder to get that like quest complete for. So you do that easy stuff first, and then move on from there. If you're new, oil and list are the two main ones. Otherwise, like Alice Gel's good, Melchi's good. Just anything that you're finding on a daily like basis. Calderite's a good one. There's a lot of good resources, but don't pick like a quest that's just a weird one. Like if it's like plutonium or something like that, or platinum, like don't take that until the very end, because those are way harder resources to find. And Mindark doesn't think like, well, this one's very hard to find, so we're gonna give a small claim 20 points. No, it's still worth just a few points, because they know like that's probably the last thing that these Ubers are doing, and they're like, well, they gotta work really hard to get this quest complete. So always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. Alright, let's go ahead and keep dropping here. I don't know if we're gonna hit a global, but we're doing pretty good, to be honest with you guys. Like, if you look at the loot, I can't say I'm disappointed. I mean, we're not. We still could be in the negative, but we're gonna make at least 100 PDs back, which is something. It's better than nothing, at least. Especially when you amp up, like on Club Neverdie, there's always a chance that you just walk away with nothing. And if you walk away with nothing, like that's the most depressing feeling in the world. Because I'm like, I just ran out here, dropped all these probes, I got legitimately like no claims, nothing. It was completely horrible. I picked the wrong dome, like something went wrong, right? Is at least if I have a few claims, I can be like, well, I got a mission complete, I got some points, it's okay. I lost 100 PDs. That's a little rough, but it is what it is. Hopefully you guys will hit that like button on this video to make up for all my losses. I don't make up for my losses with the YouTube videos. So those of you guys wonder, a lot of people have asked me that. If I film a mining run or a hunting run, like if that run does good or bad, usually it doesn't. Like the video is not going to make up for a loss. It's pretty significant. If I lost like 1 PEC or something, maybe. But most of the time, these videos do not make up for the losses I'm taking. But I'm a non-depositing player, so I don't really care about that. all the money I have stays in, all the money I make in Entropia stays in Entropia, but I don't put any more money in. So I'm just living off sort of the ecosystem that exists here. I'm self-sufficient, and yeah, self-sufficient, that's what they call it. Yeah. So there's no money coming in from like an outside job or anything like that I'm using to pay for all my mining and hunting. That's just paid for with deeds, which I recommend you guys buy if you can. They are expensive though. That's one thing about deeds. Deeds are very expensive. So like, yeah, and the thing is, like, if you only buy one Arcadia deed, you're not going to see the results that like people are looking for. People want to be self-sufficient. They want to be able to pay for them. They want to be able to pay their own way, right? Like they want to be able to play the game for free and just be able to hit that like get my deed money button and they're good to go. That's like it takes a lot of money to be able to do that. The only reason I can do it is like it's a two-tiered thing, right? Like I go to my PD flow center. Let's see. If you look at this, like we're getting like 50 APDs, 60 PDs a week, right? Just with what I've got. That sounds decent, but a lot of players go through a lot more than that when they're playing the game. We're going to switch domes. Just go to dome 3. We're doing 5, 4, 3, probably 2, 1. We're just going in a row. But to a lot of players, it sounds like, okay, like serial overdrive can do it, and I want to do it. But the thing you've always got to remember, a lot of people forget this, is I'm playing way below my means. If you want to do this, if you want to do this run that I'm doing right here every day, it's going to cost you a lot more money to do that. Like, you're not going to be able to afford doing that off of all the deeds I've got, right? Like, I couldn't do it. It's just I've saved up a bit, and I'm like, all right, let's get a little crazy here. Let's spend some money, see what happens. I know I'm going to be taking, like, a break here. You guys won't notice that the videos are still going to be coming out, but I'm going to be taking a break. So I'm like, all right, I've got some PEDs that are going to build up while I'm gone. Like, let's just blow through a bit of cash, see what we can do on Club Neverdie, and go from there. And right now, like, we're doing okay, but it's not going to be profitable. We're probably going to take 100 PD loss. So if you do the math, like, that's 2 weeks worth of revenue for me. That's a lot. That is significant. And I do these videos quite often, but when you guys watch my videos, you're watching like a 25, 50 PD hunt. So it's a little bit more, it's a little bit easier for me to do like one of those every couple days and sort of survive off of it. Especially if you mix in like a beginner hunt, a beginner video. Those things are sort of free to make. Like it's very self-sufficient. Just I can do the YouTube videos without spending more money than I need to, and all I have to do is spend the money that I'm getting off of deeds. But if I wanted to be a hardcore player, if I wanted to play this game 3-4 hours a day, like some of you guys do, I definitely need to deposit. I don't think there's a way I could do it without depositing. There we go. Nice little considerable X right there at 379 meters. I might even be, my finder might be too deep for this, which is crazy because I thought the Ds were supposed to be way deeper here. Maybe I'm wrong though. But yeah, we got a nice little Melchi claim, and that's going to give us some skills too. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Check out the missions again. Someone suggested I hotkey that, and that is super helpful. So we can just pop right back here and check it out. You can see we got 115 points here. That considerable, again, was worth 18 points, which is huge. Like, great place to go to get your missions done. Again, you're risking more, so you're getting more. That's how it always works. But, yeah, a lot of people think, like, it's like I'm spending a lot more time in Entropia than I actually do, and I don't want to give that impression because I think if I do, then a lot of people are going to think they can do the same thing and play for free. I've got probably about 4,000 to 5,000 USD in deeds, which is a lot of money, right? Again, I never deposit, so that's all money I made in game. I'm not like I mean, it's money I could pull out, right? But it's all money I made in game. I'm not looking to spend on anything else, so I keep it in the game. But that's a lot of money to put into deeds. That's a huge deposit to put into a game. If you tell me you're going to spend that amount on a game and then you won a sitting, like just drop it in and then play the game for the rest of your life for free, I'd say, well, you better be playing it for free because you just dropped, you know how much money? Like, it's crazy. Then again, there's games like World of Warcraft and stuff like that that people do drop that much on. Especially if they want Uber gear and all that. But in Entropia, if you want Uber gear, you're paying a lot more. That's, again, part of it's because there's a real world value attached to that stuff. So there's a guarantee that you can get the money that you spent on it back out or get some of it out. But yeah, like, it's a lot of money to put in, and I'm not playing a ton. Like, a lot of people think I'm on here, again, like I said, 3 to 4 hours a day. I'm probably on more like 3 to 6 hours a week. And, 50, 60 PDs, that's sort of my playing style. I can definitely support that amount of time on the budget that I'm getting. But if I was going to be playing a lot more, there's no way I could do it. So that's one of the reasons you guys actually don't see me in Entropia a lot more too, because it's just the spend would be a lot higher. It's the same with streaming. Like when I stream on Twitch, those are big streams. A lot of the time I'll break even, or I might lose a little bit, but overall I'm still losing. And again, like I can't stream on Twitch for like some of these guys, like I think Solo, Yoda, like they stream for all this time because either they're profitable in their hunts, or they're putting money in, like they're using the credit card, using the bank account to deposit a bit, and that helps them play for that amount of time. And if you like it, no hate, but my thing's always been like, I wanted to succeed at this game on hard. I used to be, so I don't do it anymore, but I used to be huge on playing games on like hardcore mode, the hardest mode, like just, it would make you hate life, but when I got done with it, I'd feel so accomplished. I had a lot more time back then, so it wasn't like this huge time sink that I see it as now. Like sometimes I'm playing a game, I'm like, I just want the story, like let's put it on easy, or like I want a little bit of a challenge still, right? So I'll never play a game on easy, but I'll put it like just a little bit below hard, so I can get the story. I don't have to spend like 30 hours trying to kill a guy, and I'll just go through it like that, right? Like I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool. But back in the day when I started playing Entropia, I used to play every game on hard because I'm like, I want to spend as much time as possible on this game because I've got more time than money. So when I started Entropia, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. It's a free-to-play game. Playing free-to-play is like playing on hardcore, so I'm going to make this work. So I just went into the game and started doing that, and that's how I made it work. I couldn't do it again. I wouldn't spend that time again. So, like, it's not something I'd ever do again, I don't think, unless I really had a lot of time. Maybe when I'm like super old, if I want to retire, I'll be like, all right, I've got so much time on my hands, I don't have all that much money, so like let's just play some Entropia and I'll play it for free again. But that's way in the future, guys. I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. So let's go to Dome 2. Let's wrap things up in Dome 2. It looks like we've gotten like one claim of Dome. Not the greatest run, if we're being 100% honest. Some of you guys are probably thinking, like, not the greatest run. You got some pretty big hits. But no, we took some pretty big losses here, folks. I can guarantee that right now. Just because we're running through this amp pretty fast. So right now we're down to 94 PDs, which means just in that amp alone we burned through quite a bit. So I'm gonna try. If we can get 1 or 2 more claims, we might hit break even. I say I'm going to try, like, of course I'm going to try. I'm always trying to get loot, right? Like, I'm never not trying to get loot. I'm going to try and run around these mobs, too. This I'm actually trying to do. There's a good chance I could fail at this, though. Always check what the level of these mobs are, too, because sometimes you don't need to worry about them. Sometimes you do. Whatever. We'll just run around them. I'm not seeing this guy. They're blending in too well. Is that ever a good sign? Ooh, there we go. We got a nice little large of, Ares head. So that's a nice one because I think that's going to get us a little bit of loot. I'm not sure if I'm mining just end matter or what is going on here because all I'm finding is end matter. Like, I've not found one ore claim, which is very weird. Okay, it's only 103%. Ares head used to have a higher markup, but right now it's nothing. The one nice thing about this is you can mine it a lot faster because it's a higher value ore, so it's going to drop in higher concentrations. So even though it's a large, it's going to take me way less time to mine than it would be if I'm mining something like oil or Force Nexus. Force Nexus was still definitely like the biggest claim I found. So the Force Nexus claim was pretty big. It was 35 PDs. Market value on this isn't that high. Again, like none of this stuff is high market value. So that's going to definitely be a problem. I'm not going to be making much back in percentages. I'm probably going to be breaking even on the amp. We're going to have to run through these. Oh, alright, we've just got Snabble Snots here. So whoever did this, basically, they wanted to encourage mining in these domes. And the way you do that, the way you encourage mining is by making them putting easy mobs in the dome so that like maybe a newbie or someone can come here to skill, but a miner does not care about that, right? Like that's sort of what you want to do here. All right, let's go ahead and refine this because I don't want to just walk these last 4 drops, and I have a really hard time timing the walking. So like when I run, I sort of have a pretty good idea of when I should be dropping a probe and when I shouldn't be, just based on the timing. But when I'm doing something like walking, it's a lot harder for me. And also I'm going to do this oil because I know that's going to take a lot of weight off, and I need the oil for my ship. Plus oil is one of those things, if you find it, you can always bring it back to Calypso or wherever, 100% free. So that's one of the things about Club Neverdie. If you want to sell an auction here, you're gonna have a lot less buyers. And what that means is you're going to get a lot less money for your stuff. So if you want to get a lot of money, if you want to get some good loot and some good money, ooh, there we go. We got the ore claim that we were looking for. This dome probably put me in profit. It's a good shot at that. Let's check the depth here. Ooh, we got skill boost too. So you got an XII at 564 meters. That is perfect. Also, I think we got a daily quest here that we might be slowly getting towards. I don't know where it is, to be honest. Daily... Where is it? There should be like a daily mining challenge. There we go. Mining challenge of calderite. You can see this, like, we're getting that number up here. So this is a pretty good scenario. I'm going to hit my daily challenges just because, maybe not. I was close to hitting my daily challenges just because of this drop. So again, like, this is a great place to go if you want to do that stuff. And, pretty decent claim too. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's equip this thing and refine it. No globals. I came here searching for globals. That was my big thing. I'm like, I'm going to come to Club Neverdie and global. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm like, everybody likes the video where I global, and I wanted to make it happen just for you guys. But I couldn't do it. I'm going to drop again a little bit closer just because I want some overlap, just in case there's a miss there. And we got a lot of skills for that drop, so there's a good chance there's some cool stuff here. Usually the more skill gains you get, I find the better the loot. So if you're getting a few skill gains, usually I find like the loot's not going to be as good. But that's just me. I'm not 100% sure if there's any connection there or not. It's hard to tell sometimes, right? Like there's no definitive guide to like what, you know, like what means there's ores, what means there's antimatter, or anything like that. So a lot of it's just going on guesswork. And then what I threw out there was definitely done on guesswork. Okay. So you got one more drop to make profit. I'm going to drop it, I don't know, let's do this. Middle of the desert, we're doing it right here. We're going to hit that drop, hit that T button. Let's see if Mindark has any last minute surprises in store for us. Can I make it a good ending? No. Alright, so we're just going to T back and see where we're at. But this is going to be an iffy run. We might just barely break even. Again, remember, this mining amp started out at full TT, and we're down to 66 PEDs. So if you run the math on that, it's actually like, it's quite the amount that we spent on this run. So the mining amp we spent 142 PEDs on. With the pros, we spent 192 PEDs in total. This was a 192 PED run that just started off as a 50 PED. So you can see how that amp really increases the spend, right? Like it tripled my spend, over tripled it. So let's hit that teleporter and see hit that TT and see where we're at. This is gonna be a little close. I feel it. There might be like that markup might make up for it. I'm counting the markup in this too. So like there's 8 PDs of markup in there. It probably should be more like 6. So we probably spent 190 PDs in total. So let's start dropping this stuff in and see where we're at. If we get close, I'll be happy. 35, 54. Ooh, it's not looking good, folks. It is not looking good here. Oh, look at that, 184 PEDs. So we took a loss, but we didn't take too much of a loss. This is actually rare for a Club Neverdie or a FOMA mining run. Usually you either win big or lose big. And in this case, I sort of just did okay. Like, I came out with 184 PDs. If I can get some markup on this stuff, if I can actually get, what is this? This is like the oil's got 103% markup. I can probably sell it for 104 based on this. The calderite has 102. With markup, I might be able to come out of this and break even, or come very, very close to break even. Like, I'm probably going to be able to make another 3 to 4 PDs in markup, maybe 5. That's going to put me at break even. So I think this run went well. The losses I took were actually in markup. There were markup losses on that amp. That was the only thing. So, like, overall, pretty good run, and surprisingly just, like, standard run that you'd see, like, any other 25 PD run, except with a big amp and some big claims and some missions accomplished. Anyways, guys, I hope you like that run. I'm going to do like one more on Club Neverdie because I've got a little bit left in that amp. And then depending on just how you guys liked it and what you guys think, we're going to just keep doing this or get done with it and no more. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below in the video. Let me know if you want to see more Club Neverdie runs. Let me know just how your day's going. Anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.